right, and a hearty welcome to all of you in the Rabyd Nation. This is your host, Ed Rabyd, former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Deconversion Hangout on this fabulous Thanksgiving Thursday here in the United States. I'd like to say that I'm digesting all the turkey and stuffing and stuff that I ate, but that's not true because there was no Thanksgiving for me this year. So in that respect, I probably saved a lot of calorie gain that I have to burn off later. So there's that aspect, but welcome to Deconversion Hangout on a special Thanksgiving Thursday for me. Appreciate it. So thanks for all of you being here. I didn't know how many people would be here given the holiday here in the United States, but it's always an interesting thing when you do a stream on a holiday to see on the actual holiday to see how many people will show up. But I'm fairly certain that a lot of you went to your family Thanksgivings and bit your tongue when they prayed and a whole bunch of other things. So there you go. But yeah, it's one of those things that defies explanation. There's still a goal in chat. Hopefully we meet that goal. I have thrown the Holy Bunny hat in play on this holiday festive occasion. So if we reach the super chat goal today, I even have thrown the Holy Bunny hat into the ring today. So there you go. But so there's that. So here's the roll call, and wow, you guys have been busy in chat. But John from Holland was here earlier. Let's see, Rimmer's here. Stormburn. So you avoided fighting with your family, but in turn picked up all the historicity from a random channel's YouTube channel. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. I do want to reserve some of the stream to thanking people that are real for some of the stuff that they've done for me this year, and I want to do that. But I'll deal with some comments here for about a half hour. So there you go. It's a vent for your bad decisions. And is this atonement for doing it? Yeah, I mean, if you want to get your blood pressure up, debate stuff, on Thanksgiving. It's a good way. Oh my goodness. The best attested fact in ancient. No, it's not. No, so I'm sorry about that. Yes, I saw Paul's video yesterday, Rumor. I've watched it now twice. If Wes Hupps is the future of Christian apologetics, I think we're good. Because every argument I heard him give is stuff that I've heard before. So if we're just rehashing old crap, we're already prepared. So there's been nothing new under the sun in Christian apologetics for quite some time now. So yeah, there was definitely something was going on there with the alpha male thing too. Like my comment on that video was pretty short. I'm like, it's if you're like the leader or the alpha or whatever the hell they want to name it these days, you don't have to tell people that. You just walk into the room and everybody knows. So there you go. Well, thanks, Wolf. I appreciate it. Gobble, nom, past the gravy. Yeah, okay. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. The dating of the Gospels is always an issue. The fundies don't like the fact that normal people consider the prophecies written in the Gospels to be probably written after the fact because we have no textual evidence of them of the Gospels being written before those prophecies. So there's no New Testament gospel text written before 70 AD that we have, or copied. So that's kind of one of those things that was kind of damning for me. So when I was looking at it, yes, the atheists say nobody says that. If Wes is going to continue to use propagandized ideas, then yeah, he's going to be in a problem. Let's see, Evans here, outstanding. I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Paul, good to see you, Paul. Glad you're alive. I hadn't seen you in a while. Dragon Riders here. Happy Turkey Day. Turk Day. So I don't know what it is anymore. What is Thanksgiving? A holiday in the United States. I think Canadians do it, but they do it a different day. Um, where, as I recall, I think Abraham Lincoln created this one back during the Civil War. Like the Civil War wasn't even over. Like, and he created a holiday to thank the Almighty for his providence or whatever that is. I think everybody's kind of morphed it into, everybody who's a football fan is watching football right now because there's like 3 games on American football style, and then everybody has a big meal. It's kind of a harvest. I would call it a harvest festival celebration, end of the harvest year, end of the fall. I mean, there's snow on the ground right now, so yeah. So there's that. Hey, Michael and Martin, outstanding. Miss you guys. Glad to see everybody's here. Yeah, it was old words on a fresh face. Yeah, he's jacked. Like I lift, okay, and some of these people that lift and do all that stuff embarrass the hell out of me as a lifter. It's like I enjoy the meditation of it and all that stuff, and I think maybe as you, somebody looked like the guys in the back of the room during Pumping Iron, the old '70s movie from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like, yeah, kind of. They're the guys in the back of the room that are still still not quite there. Yeah. So, but yes, I don't think I've seen Wes Huff perform like on interviews and stuff now several times, and I'm just not impressed. I know a lot of other people are impressed, but I'm just not impressed. So, hey, Blossom. Yeah, there's the manuscript evidence for anything pre. There are some that argue some texts are like 125 AD, but there is no example of like the Olivet Discourse where Jesus predicts the future. I think probably before 150 AD. So they don't. It's like there's no evidence for that, and they don't have it, and so they just label it as bias. So they're gonna sell testosterone subs. Yeah. Good to see you, skeptic. Yeah, I thought Paul did it really well. It was nice tongue in cheek, and he just made the point without saying anything. Like, I don't know, there was definitely some bromance going on there between the two of those guys. I used to see that in the gym all the time when I used to go to the gym. Now I just kind of lift at home a little bit, but it's like I'm just trying to stay in shape. And I remember when I would go to the gym, there was that like, dude, why are you guys really here? So, you're not here to lift. I can tell you that. Different animal and nobody cares about it. Okay, including Canadians. Okay, fair enough. Uh, uh, warrior fuss during my deconstruction, but this is more theism come up the less I watch. I'll pass over for okay, fair enough. The Mass of Saint Michael. I don't know. It's not connected with any religious festivals that I'm aware of. Not from the Catholics. In a psychiatric home for 2 months. Turns out I'm actually autistic, not simple schizophrenic. Start taking antidepressants, also due to, oh, well, and that's nice, Paul. Sounds like you had a good time. I'm trying to joke about it, Paul, because I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, that's rough. Yeah, we've missed you for a couple of months, and now I know why. I hope you're doing much better. But yes, the discovery that you're autistic will help because what happens is what I would call nervous system overload. Um, it's the biggest thing I deal with as an autistic hypersensitive person is trying to make sure my nervous system isn't overloaded, causing A, anxiety, or B, depression. So, so there's many ways to get jacked. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm glad to see you, man. Yeah, you're getting some hugs and stuff. Man, dude, I am I'm I'm sorry about all that, Paul, man. That's rough, but good to see you back. Appreciate you being back. Apologia, not our Paul. Fully acknowledge the actual use and purpose of the argument from evil suffering. Yeah, I mean, That's also been one of the things that I've tried to point out. Like when I did my series arguments against the existence of God, the problem of evil was, of course, one of them. But I pointed out in that series that this does a real number on the traditional concept of God. It doesn't necessarily nail all the concepts of God. Like it's not the most convincing argument to prove the non-existence of God for me either. Like it's there, there's a power to it. Don't get me wrong, but it's very use specific. It's like it's something that you do. It's a specific tool that handles a specific problem. It's not a general assessment of God because you can conceive God different ways and deal with it. So yes, it's a feature. Like once you know it's a feature and it's a feature of your life, you kind of adjust to it. It helps. Trust me, that diagnosis will help you a lot. So what Americans call Columbus Day, depending on. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. I personally, Dragon Rider, I do Leif Erikson Day, so which is November 1st, I believe. I'm a Leif Erikson fan, so I think the Vikings managed to hit North America before anybody else. It's just they didn't write it down, so they didn't feel like it was something. It was just something they did. So, Council of Trent. You have to mention the Council of Trent to dance, looking like little bro. All right, yeah. You too. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey man, we're here for you. That's what Deconversion Hangout is all about, man. It's the support group for those of us that need a support group and we don't want to go to some AA meeting. Yeah. Like that's a yeah, let's say Christian inability to understand an internal creek has me wondering if there's some fey magic run amok at work sometimes. I wondered that too, but having been there, Stormburn, I can tell you that the magic is wishful thinking. Like at the bottom of it all is Christians want, well, all religious people want their religion to be true. They have a vested interest in it being true. It's a very emotional thing. Like I deconverted mentally probably 10 years before I deconverted emotionally. Like it takes a while to disengage the emotions about it and the sunk cost fallacies and all that jazz. It takes a while. That's why I tell people to be patient. Like you're not going to convince somebody tomorrow that they shouldn't be a Christian if they're a fundamentalist Christian today. Like it's going to take a while. They gotta process that shit, and it takes a while. So, Harvard said when we cared about the ecclesiastical canon. Okay, there we go. German Oktoberfest might be funner. I'm just saying. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you got to make sure the young people are getting laid. It can be. I like this year. I avoided the whole thing because my daughter just had a baby, and she's usually one that does the Thanksgiving dinner, but she's not doing it this year because she's too tired still. She's making a major adjustment. She's already got 5 kids, and now she has a sixth one who's an infant. So she's probably stressed out about that enough. And so I'm fairly certain that's why she didn't do anything. And that would be the only Thanksgiving that I would go to. Christmas has become a lot less stressful when I focused on giving, and I'm sharing this for everybody. Like I started focusing on giving meaningful gifts, not just getting a gift for everybody. That's why sometimes I think some people, well, he didn't give me a gift, but he gave this person, that person a gift. And it's like, because they have to be meaningful to me. I'm already processing. Like I get my grandkids a book every year. Like I'm the grandfather that gets each one of them a book. And I got 2 babies, so it'll be a baby book. It'll be cheap and nothing, just whatever. But it's the symbol that counts. But I'm really thinking about what to get each kid based on their interests and how I want to express my love to them. And when you focus on that instead of working about all the aspects of the holidays, I think it makes it easier for me. But it can be difficult. Like you're already like non-social because of your neurodivergence. Like that's one thing I think my children still don't get Like initiating social contact for me as an autistic person is an incredibly anxiety inducing thing, regardless of who it is. Like I can know a person really, really well and still have trouble like picking up the phone to call them, like picking up a phone and calling people is just the worst thing for me. Being in a room where I'm having a discussion with people, worst thing. But initiating social contact is one of the worst things for me. So it can be stressful on that level, but I've learned to focus on other things in it. Like, I've got my granddaughters and a couple of my grandsons are getting old enough where they can really process what's going on. And so giving them a gift that expresses that is the most important thing to me. The rest of it can go hang. So, suffering because I almost sound counter-religious. People were arguing applies, and B, it demonstrates why I would believe and would worship are different things. Yes. Not expecting them to immediately agree. I just recognize. Yeah. Yeah, it probably is egotism. Like it, I have to fight that all the time, Stormburn. Like, why don't people see the logic of this? And it's like, they may see the logic of it, and they're on an emotional level. They're rejecting the logic. Like I've run into that. I've been doing this streaming now for quite a while, and plus comments in the comments section of my videos for 6 years now. And it's always come down to I can see in their face or see in their comment and the way they're acting, or whatever, like they're struggling with the emotions of it. It has nothing to do with the intellectual side of it. So everyone is right when everyone is wrong. Truth there it cannot be found. Those that search will have to accept some form or to get peace. Yeah, I think Paul Agia's video did bring up one point that I found was excellent. Is it's very uncomfortable to get to understand on an emotional level the I don't know. I don't know is an acceptable answer. It's just not a very emotionally comfortable answer at times. And I'm glad Paul brought that out. Like, I think religion tries to give cheap, easy answers. And for me, one of the bigger things I had to get used to deconverting, John, was I don't know everything. And that's okay. And I'm never going to know everything, and that's okay. Yeah. It's like, so yeah. Yeah, I don't like crowds either, Paul. And I work in retail, and I'm going into Black Friday. I got to go to work tonight, and luckily I work third shift. That mitigates a lot of it. But we've been closed, so I won't have to deal with people when I get there. But the last hour is going to be legion, and I feel you. I feel you so much, bro. Yeah, you have to figure out how to take care of yourself first, Paul, and be a little selfish. I would agree with Rimmer on this one. Like sometimes I've told my daughter, I says, if I walk out of the room, it doesn't means that I hate everybody. It just means I got to decompress for a second, when we have social events. So, I mean, and that's Stormburn. That's perfectly legit. If you're a gag gift getter, keep doing it. Figure out the best gag for that person. So, gifts, and so when you see something that makes you say that would be perfect for, yes. And I think that's when you buy it. Like it also saves you a lot of money at the end of it. So yeah, it's a don't wanna. Like it's not a rational thing. Like I tell people that all the time, that up here in my brain, like Christianity didn't make sense 10 years before I left it. Like I was having major struggles with it. It's getting rid of the emotional attachment. It's the biggest thing that people don't get over. Like they hold on to it emotionally for a lot longer than they know intellectually. It's probably bullshit, but they hold on to the emotion or the personal connections or whatever long before that. That's why it's so hard when people do deconvert. They come to channels like this to talk about it, because the emotions of it, of realizing you've been hoodwinked, are so strong because you held on to them so strongly that it's something like that. So it's easy to do but she gets busy for weeks at a time and making the first call after I've been apart. Yes, it still does that. Like there's definitely that going on too. I was a pastor for 3 years, not believing in Christianity, and 2 years of those I was an atheist. I held on to a deist view of things for about the first year after I left Christianity. and I was still in the pulpit. It's probably the hardest 3 years of my life. So like I talk about that with my therapist often. It comes up at least once a month. I usually see her twice a month, and every other session I see him, I'm talking about that. Um, it's mostly about getting over stuff. Like, you know, I'm sure that today there was some sort of Thanksgiving meal somewhere in some church somewhere for people that don't have anywhere to go. There's always a church that does that somewhere. I still can't go because I have RTS. You know, I have religious trauma syndrome, and walking into a church, all the pastoring stuff that I have to remember. Yeah, it was a rough time, and I still have to pull that out. But I've kind of shifted things a little bit. You have to shift things a little bit so you get over some of that stuff, and I spend a lot of time dealing with that issue in particular. Yeah, having a phone conversation. Even a gag gift can be the best gift. I once gave a friend rat tickets. Tears of choice. Okay, yes, I can see that. I hated crowds even before we ended up in a yes, it seems to ignore. They're just stressful. Like, why do people like going to things like the New Year's? But I don't know. I could not do that. There are too many people at that thing. Like, I don't know. I don't. It's an experience. I get it. They have us going in tonight at midnight, 9 a.m. instead of yeah. I get you. Like I'm going in at 10 o'clock here. I have to be there, and I'll be pulling Walmart Plus orders until probably we shift gears to do the normal grocery orders that are still going to come in. Because that's what Mod Team does when they're in the off season, is they do all the other jobs that nobody wants to do. So, but for me, luckily, I do one night tonight, and then I have 2 nights off. So, yeah, you get feeling hoodwinked by yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta decompress that and deconvert from that. It's an emotional trip. The intellectual side of deconversion is usually not that difficult for people. It's the emotional stuff. So, hey Merlin, see, I remember people's names now. Why don't you tell me? Disneyland for Christmas fireworks last Wednesday, and that felt like a lot. It's just okay. Yes, it's just a fucking Wednesday. Robin hoodwinked. Yes, I remember that one. But yes, you hoodwinked yourself, and then you realize that emotionally. So that's the biggest thing to get over is fooling yourself into staying into something that you knew was not right. A lot of people that come out of cults, like intense cults, will talk about that. Like they knew it wasn't right, but they kept doing it. So. It's a line to use a toilet. Oh, jeez. See, I tell people like Walmart Black Fridays ain't what they used to be. Like, because the way they do it now, they have all this online stuff, and then they scatter it around off on 3 weekends, so it's not all the same weekend. And like my first experiences of Black Friday as a Walmart employee 20 years ago were way different than now. Like back then, like I literally had to pull a manager from getting trampled once. I literally had to stand up, like break up a fight or two, because it was spilling over into other things. I've had to be a door guard because of people getting nuts. Now, none of that is true. Like they've so sterilized it. It's like you can't even get good clips for YouTube anymore. So, it's like, hey, no problem, man. Listen, dude, I try to remember shit. If I remember you, consider it the fact that Ed has figured that out. So thank you, for being here. I appreciate it. And I remembered. I appreciate myself for remembering. Thank you, Jova. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And Fangs thanks you in return. But thank you very much, Jova. I appreciate that. It's a fine holiday. I appreciate it. Jova is the one and only counsel I have, I think, still. So supports the channel quite well, and I want to give a thanks to you. Like part of this Thanksgiving episode, I do want to spend some time thanking some people that mean a lot to me here in the online space. I'm kind of waiting. I don't know if Earl's going to show up, but I'm going to thank her anyway in about 5 minutes. So part of my purpose here today is to thank everybody for what they do. And thanks, Jova, for being a supporter of the channel for a long time. Thank all of you who are members. You guys mean a lot to me. Azo was my first member. I don't know if he's here, but he kind of came along at the right time that saved the channel. And, you know, a few others have come along and had their moments, and Jova's been one of them. So you want to say her name 3 times and maybe she'll appear. She's been kind of busy, like, you know, so I know she's busy right now and she's doing other things, and she's in the middle of a war that she declared in her profession. So she might be busy with that too. So, as you guys know, I give Earl tons of space because she's an artist and she's got other things going on in her life, and I got other things going on in our life. So yes, the dental war has started. She asked me advice about that. I said, well, make sure you have an attorney on speed dial. So, you know, make sure you check all the legalities, because that's kind of the way I work. You know, it's like, yeah, you better want to talk to a lawyer first before you declare war. So yeah, because this could get heated. You know, you're dealing with professionals and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't think you could handle an American Black Friday. Black Friday, I'll tell you a story. This is my favorite Black Friday story, but it's also a little embarrassing to all parties involved, myself and the female manager that was involved. But she was opening one of those, big prepared package displays once at a Black Friday. This is probably 2005, I want to say, somewhere back then when I was working for Walmart a long time ago. And she got mobbed. Like, everybody wanted this thing and she got mobbed. And I'm a big dude, so I kind of wade through the crowd a little bit and reach and grab her to pull her out. And I'm like going for her waist. Like, I wanted to reach about her and just pull her out of there because she was getting pretty mobbed. Yeah, I went a little high and still pulled her out. If you can kind of guess, like I kind of grabbed around her chest instead and got a handful, and it wasn't my intention at all, but I got her out of there, stood her up, and, said, "Are you okay?" Kind of thing. We're like 10 feet away from this mob now. And I apologized profusely for grabbing her boob and instead. So yeah, given the circumstances, she said, "Oh no, don't worry about it." Like, because she was about to get trampled, I think, and she thought that too. She's like on the floor. So that's my one really bad Walmart Black Friday story. Like, something really bad could have happened, but it didn't, and it just so happened I was in the right place at the right time, and it was just a little embarrassing for her and me to tell the story. So, but yeah, because I kind of got her around the chest instead of around the waist where I was aiming, but. So you're still trying to name her 3 times. Is it? I don't know. My favorite fictional bunny, probably Bugs. I like Bugs. Like, Disney doesn't have a rabbit, do they? It's Warner Brothers that has a rabbit. Like, does Disney have a rabbit? I don't think they have a rabbit, other than the one in Bambi. Thumper. I guess they have Thumper. So Roger Rabbit. Yeah, that's another one. I like Roger Rabbit too. He's hilarious. He is absolutely typical cartoons from the 1930s and 40s. So yeah, she did understand. Still trying. I'm going to thank her anyway, and I'll send her this video, and she'll have to listen to it. I'll make her listen to it. So, oh yes, that's right, Judy Hopps. Okay, yep, they do have a rabbit because they have Zootopia, so they have a rabbit now. She's pretty cool. I kind of like her as a rabbit too. Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of my favorite rabbit, but she's not really a rabbit. She's just drawn in a completely different way. Yeah, he's a good cartoon rabbit. Yeah. Is he also Disney? Okay, there we go. So Roger Rabbit is a Disney character, and now they have Judy Hopps too. So she just took on her hubby's last name, I think. So there you go. But yes, I have a lot of favorite rabbits. The rabbit thing, man, I tell you, you want to talk about being autistic and doing research. Since this whole thing has started and blown up, I know more about bunnies and rabbits and different fictional rabbit characters than I ever thought I ever would want to know. So, can I recall any of it right now? Probably not. Yes, the wonderful rabbit called Fangs. Speaking of which, here, let me I just want one of our favorite bunny. Here we go. I like this one. This is still one of my favorites of just Fangs. So there you go. This is my favorite rabbit now. So so there you go. But yes, the rabbit we love and know and love and call Fangs, and has just kind of been this community's religion, if you will. You know, we have an atheist religion called Fangs. So yeah, the brother of the Lord, Fangs. I don't know. Fangs kind of claims he doesn't have any brothers anymore or sisters. He's an only child. A religionist. Okay, there we go. You can still have a religion and still be an atheist. Okay, fair enough. Fanfic. Don't watch fan fiction about a favorite character. Don't ever do it. It'll go down a couple of rabbit holes, so to speak, and you don't want to go down those holes. Trust. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. Whatever you're into, but um, yeah, fan fiction. Fan fiction art too. Like, don't look up art of some of your favorite cartoon characters because you will be shocked. So, what people have done, maybe not. Yeah, it's not a good thought. Yeah, if you think about it, there's a fetish for it. So it's like it's oh, you have a polar vortex in Canada. You know, the problem with polar vortexes, Alan, they usually end up in Michigan at some point. So yeah, it went from 45 every day, to now it's going to be below freezing and stay there. So I'm gonna have to go out early tonight and brush off my car, and yeah, so yeah, Michigan, yes, Michigan, but yes, so yeah, it's coming, it's coming. It'll hit us eventually, so it will definitely hit us. So like we had this little thing come through, dump some snow, get cold, and now it's going to stay cold. So is there a wormhole to help me get away from any fiction rabbit holes? I don't know. See, gosh, I'm trying to remember it. There was a old series, science fiction series, that got canceled before it was finished. Oh, God, 4 seasons. But they dealt a lot with wormholes, like it was the big thing. So I have a bunny head to keep me warm. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's supposed to be in the 20s most of the week. So most of next week. So it'll be that's Fahrenheit for those of you Celsius people. So that's below freezing. So it's amazing how Americans cling to everything old European, isn't it? It is a wonderful hat, and I'm still two donations short. It's a participation trophy for you. So, but yes, I love the bunny hat. It's been great. Like it's one of my favorite finds. I do for the hat thing into the future, guys. I didn't have anything for Thanksgiving. Like I could have found myself a pilgrim hat or something, but I was like, nah. There's way too much controversy as it is about American Thanksgiving anyway here in the United States because people argue about that too. But I think I'm going to find some Christmas hats. I may get a couple of those. So something for the holidays coming up. So there'll be a couple new hats in the mix. So we'll see that. Steeple hat with a belt on it. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was thinking. But I'm like, I've already got a couple top hats. I wonder if I could alter one. I think my black top hat I could probably alter to make look like a pilgrim hat. So, but yes, yeah, that's kind of where I've been. Like, so, but yes, as far as beloved rabbit characters, I now have a new one. um, Whoever thought a black rabbit with red eyes and pointy teeth could be such a lovable, adorable character. So, but yes, the steeple hat with a belt on it. So, all right, I've gotten to the point. I've been waiting long enough, but I don't see the people that I want to thank here tonight. But I'm going to do it anyway, and then tell them to watch the video later. But yes, I want to get to some thanks to certain people that have been involved with the channel. And the first one I want to thank, of course, is the lovely Lord in which, the lap in which our Lord naps, Earl. I don't know if she's here just listening in or what, but I definitely want to thank Earl. I don't want to get too gushy, but Earl's kind of kept me going a couple of times. And I absolutely want to thank her for doing that. Like her artwork has completely transformed this channel, and as far as stylistically and the banners and the emojis and all the stuff that she's done for the channel this past year. Like it's just been amazing to me. And, this is her new signature that she puts on stuff, and notice the rabbit ears, like it's an influence all the way around for all of us. And I just wanted to thank Earl for doing all the stuff that she does. I don't know if she's listening in or not, but she might have her own Thanksgiving stuff to do today. So, and I don't try to pry, but I want to thank her very, very much. So, I mean, she's the one that brought Fangs to life in a visual way. Like, and some of you, like, this is still one of my favorite art pieces with the Mormonians. Like, we got so many laughs out of this, and it's all thanks to Earl. Just being who she is and doing what she's doing, all the way from that to her latest piece, the emoji known as the circumcised carrot, the most holy of vegetables, and everything in between. Earl's just been absolutely fantastic, and I want to make sure I got a thank you out to her. So we have that. I also want to thank the mighty Philbert for the theme song that you all enjoy at the start of streams and at the end of streams. Without the mighty Philbert, that song wouldn't exist. And it's always humbling to me when people do stuff for the channel, and I don't ask them to do these things, and they just do it. And I want to thank Mr. Philbert for his work on the music, which is actually going to show up in my intro, my little 5-second intro that I've been working on that's finished. So he did another piece of music that I felt was a shame that I wasn't using. What you guys get in the intro and outro is a redux, a kind of a redo. The original music is also pretty good too, and I'm using cuts from that. So Phil's a great guy, and I want to make sure that he gets thanked as well for that. Azho's not here, but I'm going to thank him for being the first member and getting this thing rolling and really getting rolling. he came along at a pretty good time. He had good timing for once. I know the thing with Asshole is you guys need to understand, like he's dealing with a lot of stuff personal and with his mom and other things. So when he's here, I'm helpful. I'm very thankful to him for being here. And when he's not, I understand. Okay. So that's the way I am with all of you. Like all of you members over the last years, this last year, thank you very much. There are way too many. I got like 50 some members now, and I couldn't possibly mention them all. Yeah, Asshole's a great guy. But he definitely kind of saved the channel at that moment. A lot of you owe Asshole for that, because if he hadn't come along and said, "Hey, man, I really love what you're doing. Here's some money every month. Keep going." And I was getting kind of frustrated because it didn't seem to be working, and it was just good timing. So, and since then, the rest is history, because I went from 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers that year, and this year hasn't been as good, but yes, but definitely. So it's just I owe him a lot. A lot of you have come along with encouragement, from Rimmer to both Michael. I mean, it's like all of you. If I mentioned everybody by name that had come along with from ASO to some of the latest ones, you guys, Evan, Merlin, all of you guys. There are too many of you to mention. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Some other thank yous away from the channel that I want to mention now for posterity purposes. I want to thank my therapist. I'll give her first name, Ashley. I want to thank her very much for sticking by this old decrepit former pastor for the last 6 years, and helping me through a lot of my issues and detangling my brain. The autism diagnosis was absolutely revolutionary and has created a lot of things for me. So, hey, Baxter, thank you. All right. Happy y'all stay safe. I went to Black Friday, all the way fun stuff. I see you guys around the Atheist. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, one more to go. Okay. Cranky isn't here. Cranky has come along with some of the best lore for fangs. Some of you guys have just created, does Ashley? I get the bill. I pay her, like, you got to understand, she did me pro bono for 3 years. And that's very unusual for a therapist to go, "Hey man, I believe in you enough that I'm gonna do that." And then we've made payment arrangements since where it's very minimal for me. The cost is like, if I had to pay for this, I'd be broke. But she's always been very good to me. So, and it looks like we made it. And it is the holy bunny hat that is the winner. I knew it would. It always wins, I think. Don't quote me on that. So there you go. But yes, so thank you to all of you in the chat. Thank you. I got to give my shout out to my best friend in Texas. He texted me today, wished me a happy Thanksgiving. And there's, he's always been there. I've been there for him when he's been on the bottom, and he's been there for me when I've been down there. So, it's not, we call each other brother, and it's one of those things where, it's not about whose DNA mixed with who DNA. It's the person that's been there for me, and he's definitely been there for me. So thanks to him. Hey, yeah, okay. I'm grateful for the certain Rabyd ex-pastor with a certain Rabyd channel for helping me find a good community that requires a few special spoons, including fellow weirdos, and helps me stay sane-ish. Yeah, and I appreciate that. That's what this stream's about. There's plenty of people to give thanks for. Like, I can give a general thanks to everybody who works in the healthcare profession. I can give, like, people that are first responders. I appreciate them. I appreciate the people in the military for watching the wall. It's like there's a lot of things I can appreciate in my society that allows me to do what I do, and I appreciate them too. So it's been a very interesting change in how I perceived Thanksgiving. like you used to give it to God when you were a Christian. Now it's like, okay, who really did something for me? Okay. Who really did um, something that kept me going, you know? And, it's usually been people. It's been somebody behind an icon and a username, that said, hey, man, hang in there, so, and it's just basic human empathy for each other. So, I will give them thanks for continuing to produce content that allows me to react to it. Listen, I don't have any animosity towards apologists. Most of the time, John, I just feel pity. Like it's how do you you know it's the reasoning. Like how do you reason that way and think that you're okay? So I, I'm grateful to have watched the creation and development of this wonderful fluffle of friends. Yes, very much. Like it's uh, you know, who knew that a little rabbit would would generate so much fuzziness, and emotion at times. Like it's this group has, we joke with each other, we jab at each other, but it's all in good fun, and I appreciate that so much. It's kind of, it's starting to replace church for me in a lot of ways, and I'm glad for that because for a long time it's like, man, I I I I know I need social contact, but as an autistic person, I hate it. But there is a genuine human need there that has to be fulfilled, or you're not right. And so, yeah, it's just been good. But yeah, so there's that. So yes, this fluffle is definitely taking a lot of it. So I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, we have friends here. Yeah, most of the memberships, Jova or John has done a lot of the gifted memberships come from them. So yes, we're not replacing church in the negative sense. We have a community. Let's put it that way, Michael. Like the sense of community that I lost after I left the church was pretty steep. Like I think I've told the story before. I went from like 400 Facebook friends to 100 within the space of a month when I told people I wasn't a Christian anymore and I wasn't a pastor. Like it was like poof, It's like, well, I know who my real friends are. Didn't take long. That's what friends are for. But yes, that's kind of where we're at. Like it's good, and I don't want to lose that. No matter what else I do on this channel, I definitely want to stay there. With people having friendships and things like that, and being able to lean on each other a little bit, at least during a stream, and say, hey, I'm grateful to you because you were there when I was there. Like Paul earlier, coming on here and saying, yeah, for 2 months I've been out of here. I'm like, oh man, dude, are you okay? It's like, it looks like you're okay now, but yeah. And learning there's a whole bunch of revelation going on there, and I can definitely empathize with that. So I've been there, done that. Yeah, I get that, but it was telling though, Kyle, because it's like, okay, so these people were only my friends as long as I was a minister, and they were trying to get something out of me, and they were only friends as long as I was a Christian. And now that I'm not a Christian and I'm not this, I'm not that way anymore. All of a sudden, poof, you're vulnerable, you open up. So yeah, one is suddenly able to afford when we know we're dealing with another atheist and there's no pretext. The perfect, unquestioning obedience and subservient. Yes, it is. You do get a lot kinder. Like I've noticed that as I've approached things now as a human being. Like I hit holidays like Thanksgiving, and my thought isn't to like praise a god or anything. My thought is, who have I thanked recently that deserves it? Like who deserves some Thanksgiving of their own? Like I look back like a few years I was in the hospital uh, for some gastro issues, and the nurses in that facility were absolutely fabulous. And like, they checked on me, they made sure I was okay. I mean, I had this tube down my throat, and that was just very awkward. Couldn't hardly talk. It was bad. And the nurses just made the burden of that so much lighter. And I made sure to thank them. I like wrote them a thank you note, left it behind. And it's when you start to look at your fellow human beings instead of God, you realize some of these people could really use the thanks more than this concept of God ever could. Like, what does God need to be thanked for? It's like, if he's, but when you look at people, there's a lot of people around you that do stuff for you that probably need the thanks and the gratitude and the politeness more than any God ever did. And you start to think that way. And I found that one of the most positive things coming out of my deconversion is even though I'm autistic and I don't necessarily like to socialize, I definitely notice people more when they do stuff for me that they don't have to, and I make sure there's a genuine Thanksgiving there. So sometimes, yeah. All right. Yeah, Evan, I appreciated you. Evan is the one has come up with some of the statements about fangs that I found absolutely hilarious and getting a good laugh, man. Tell you. Happy to have a few drinks to anybody. Yeah, I would agree with that. I could definitely, if we ever meet in person, let's go find a bar, find a bar and, a place to just kind of toast life. And yeah, I mean, I go for some German beer. If I'm ever in Germany, I'm going to look you up. So, I just don't know if I'll ever get there. Yeah, I've had great nurses. Yeah, they're generally brilliant, but these ladies, they knew that I was, I didn't know what was going on. And I was a little bit scared about everything. And, and then eventually the doctor said, okay, you're recovering naturally, so we may not have to do anything. And, but the nurses were just first rate. They were always there. It was great. There's a noun called congregations of God that apparently consider Thanksgiving and pagan, and therefore a holiday they are not willing to celebrate. Yeah, well, yeah. A harvest festival, Dragon Rider, is probably pagan. It's about as pagan as it gets. Like celebrating all the food that you got from your harvest, and just having a party about that. Yeah, that's just a horrible thing. The problem with this whole pagan designation is I don't even think most of these people, when they say that, they don't even know what paganism is. I've had some really good discussions with pagans. So, I get it. Okay. I'm not personally one anymore, but I get it. And pagans usually aren't trying to force their religion down my throat either. So that's kind of a positive. Yeah, some of them have been bad, but never gets mentioned, brought up. What the hell? With Supreme Need, were you bragging for him? Mind blowing. Yes, that's been one of my things. I tell you who needs to be thanked: people around you that do stuff for you. It's not much. You're not really doing anything, but you're acknowledging that they did something nice for you and are there for you or whatever, and they've done things. Just thanking people in your life means far more than thanking some imaginary being. So I is he brilliant too? Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, nurses are great. I had one male nurse, but most of them were ladies, so definitely definitely helpful. I just I'm just sitting here thanking people. I'm remembering how great that experience was. A lot better because of them, and it could have been a lot worse because vests are the most of apparel. There you go. Yes, yes. But yes, it's a harvest festival, basically, is what Thanksgiving is. I was God, and I had set out a system of tasks for subjects, and they were just talking to everyone about how great. I'd be like, shut up and get back to work, dummies. I don't know where BS has been. You've said his name, so he'll probably show up because he's been summoned from the dark ether. BS. See, the thing about a lot of the atheist community is there's a lot of us, and I will throw myself a little bit in there. We're kind of hit and miss. It's hard to talk about this stuff every day. like it is. I've gotten used to it, and that's why I've survived as long as I have. I need to be doing more, and I know that, but it's like we all get this burnout phase, and BS has been he's been doing pretty good for his, I think, but he may have something going on in his life, or he's just gotten like, what else do I do? Kind of thing. We all, every atheist content creator, including Paula G and some of the big ones, if you go through their video log, there's dry spots. Like there's a few spots where they're not doing much, and it's because they're slogging through it. Like everybody does it. Like, and some do it better than others. I don't know that's what's going on with BS, but there's a multiple of explanations why BS isn't around. I saw him in a stream as a commenter, I think 2 weeks ago. And so there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it gives me, but give the guy. That's why. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we all miss BS. BS is hilarious. Like, so but he also did some really good stuff. Like when he finally got around to doing a video about C.S. Lewis, and he did a really good job. Like it was like a good video to watch of why C.S. Lewis was full of crap. So, it was like, so yeah. As a commenter in the same live stream the creation myth did interaction today or yesterday. Yeah, he's around. I just don't know if what he's doing for content creation. Like I think he's one of those people that likes to do good stuff and not necessarily just dump stuff on the internet. Yeah. World makes me tired and burned out. So I can't blame anyone when it happens to them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's understand something, guys. Like this is we have, I always love it when theists come around and say, oh no, another atheist channel. I'm like, yeah, like there isn't like 10 times the Christian channels as there are atheist channels. Like it's a space where there's a lot less people, and people have to, live their lives. Like there's very few of us that are making a living doing this. So, we have other jobs and we come in and we're burnt out. Like most of the time that I don't do something, it's because I came home. I'm sure that Friday when I come home, I'm going to go see the grandkids. And then I get home from that after working Black Friday. The last thing I'm going to want to do is anything constructive. So, yeah. So. And meaning, there you go. Not a fan of meaning, but it can be, yeah. The purpose-driven life. No, at Rimmer. No, you don't. It's a nice bonus. Don't get me wrong. You guys are great. Like the support I get on this channel is absolutely astounding. I've had people ask me, how do you get people to donate that much? I was like, well, you keep the commercials off and you tell them, hey, I'll keep the commercials off if I get enough donations. So yeah, it's there are some that can get there, but you have to, like, YouTube makes you climb a pretty tall ladder to make a living at this now. So it's usually a side hustle for most of us, like it is for me. So an essential one, and I love doing this stuff. I really love streaming now, so it's a lot of fun. And I think if I sit down and actually start and finish a video, I'll be deep diving that. It'll be what I want to do for the next 6 months. So it's just a matter of doing it the one time. It's that one time of making something, and I'm like, this is so cool that you get to make stuff like this. So yeah, and that's the thing. Like I turn the ads on after the stream is over. But I don't want to run ads during a stream. So as long as you guys are supportive of that, I'm good. If I make more money streaming from donations than I would from ad revenue, I'll keep the ads off. So, I kind of keep an eye on what you can make, but then I turn the ad revenue back on afterwards. It's mostly just a remark on that. So. So you're right. It's hard to talk about this all the time. Yes. Like I said before, I still have a lot of anger issues. That's why I throw in some Gen X topics. Yes, and I think like I try to do that, Philbert, but I usually get more heat than light when I step out of the atheist sphere. So I have other things I'm interested in. Like I've even toyed with the idea of a Twitch channel where the rabid atheist just plays games and talks about philosophy and atheism while he's playing games. You know, like I could do that. Like I play games enough as it is. Why not get paid for it? Um, yeah, we're just talking behind your back, Phil. By the way, if you watch this video, I did thank you for the songs, and I'm going to thank you now that I know you're here again. Thank you very much. It's now my favorite song ever. So it's about my hey, it's Cranky. Good to see you, Cranky. Glad the Elder Gods made an appearance. I'm not going to rush you about anything as Elder Gods. You know, you do your thing. You know, when I get close to the end, you can have my brain, Cranky. Like when I'm almost done, it might not be worth much and it may not be very tasty, but you're welcome to it. So, because by that time I probably won't care. But thank you very much, Cranky. I appreciate it. Dude, it's contribute. I love it. And I'm using your other song you sent me for an intro thing that I'm working on. So that didn't go to waste either. Like I love the first 5 or 6 seconds of that one. It's got a nice riff too. So I'm going to use that for an little intro video that's 5 seconds long for me. So I got that almost done. So yeah. But yeah, it's like I wanted to thank you. It's contributed to the channel. I think I killed Earl earlier, but I don't know if she's here. She may watch this later. So I know she's in the middle of something else right now, and I'm probably going to reach out her and ask her if she's still alive because she does that to me. Like when she gets down her what she calls her K hole, where she's onto something, she doesn't talk to anybody. I think a lot of us autistic people, I do that too. Like if I'm really into something, like I disappear to all my friends and family. So kind of the way we are. So 90s and the snippets, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I think I could do that. So, but yes, thank you, Philbert, for the songs. I'm going to use some of the other stuff too. Pre-recorded stuff. It's a lot that are currently yes, it's. And I think that's why I like after the stream is over, when I activate ads, Evan, this is a pre-recorded thing at that point. And so people, if they want to watch it, they can deal with the ads. Sometimes I even forget to do that. No, it can be an autistic, like autistic people tend to get very focused when they get interested in something, and everything, like the whole world disappears except them and what they're doing. Like I have that trait. Like it's not being, I tried to tell my kids that's not being an asshole. That's just my mind. Once it locks on something, I have a hard time getting off of it. And like this whole, like when Fangs became a rabbit thing, I remember how many rabbit holes, pun intended, I went down studying rabbits to get ideas for a fictional character. So, and I am fairly certain I must have disappeared for 8-10 hours at a time on that, you know, like, and not dealing with real life. So yeah, it's kind of like you get really locked into something and you're not being an asshole. It's just, it's the way it is for a lot of us. Like, and so like, I am sure Earl's locked into something right now. So I'll interrupt her and she'll probably allow it because it's me. So yeah, we get obsessive. Like it's an obsession thing. Like you hear an idea, oh, I wonder what the hell that is. And then you start doing the doom scrolling and and all that jazz. And the next thing you know, it's 10 hours later and like, holy shit, I haven't even oh to be the slave of violence from within, and then also be restricted and retained by an external being is the definition of being the meat puppet. Yes, correct. Excellent analogy. being that fangs can regenerate any body part, like this is how we're like one of my Merc ideas, Cranky, is to like rabbit's foots that are fangs oriented, and fangs won't mind because you cut one off, he just regenerates it. So he has like Deadpool level regeneration capabilities. So nothing really hurts him. So yes, too relatable. Getting sucked into rabbit holes. Yes, I think from that's kind of what I like about Fangs too. He's a very autistic, friendly kind of deity. he, if you get me, the puns that you can do that are so autistic relatable, like rabbit holes. So, um, yeah, everyone asks you Fangs related questions when he's got the hat. Yes, kind of. But yes, because everything I say with a hat on is like official dogma. So about Fangs. So, but I think Fangs is a very autistically relatable deity. Like you can use expressions from him and it works. So, hey, Josh, see you later, Stormburn, and stay off forums. It's Thanksgiving. Relax. It's good to see you though. Hey, Josh. Yeah. I, but yeah. So things. I'm kind of on today, mostly for myself too. Like, I just want to talk to somebody on a Thanksgiving. So it's possible. He's a black hole. That's possible. He has black holes. He doesn't like to talk about that. It seems kind of personal, but Thanksgiving. I don't know. Um, Earl has the actual birth date of Fangs, like the day that we actually turned up the concept and made it into reality. So yeah, it's pretty much that's fair. Sub paleo, yes. And you need to understand that everything I speak as actual dogma can be turned into another denomination or heresy if you wish. Like one of the dogmas of the church is you're fully welcome to come up with your own heretical versions of Fangs. So there you go. You don't have to accept anything that's said. It's more holy when the hat's on. I should probably have a carrot too at this point. Do I have another email? I got your stuff though, Rimmer. Here, I actually even loaded it up. Hey, speaking of which, Rimmer here, um, oh, generated a couple images probably for Fang's beer. So here, I like this one. You prefer Catma? This is Bunnyma though. This is See you later, Josh. You gotta hop, huh? Yes, this is divine Fangs in mystery. Like yeah, but yes, but like Rimmer has this idea of a label for some beer for Fangs. So it's Rabma. Yeah, Rabma, there we go. True Bunma. Bunma, there we go. That's also I don't know. Catma is greater than data and data is greater than dogma. Okay, there we go. That's fair. But yes. So and I think I do somewhat. I've got a lot of stuff that one of the things I got to now realize, Evan, is a lot of you fans of the channel have been sending me stuff. I need to like have a file folder just for that. And I think I'm going to probably create that this weekend where I start gathering up some of the stuff that you guys have sent me via mail and stuff. Cause some of it's pretty cool stuff. And I don't mind sharing stuff from fans, it's like, but this is definitely, I love this. The other one's okay too. I'm going to put the other one up too. I like this one too, but it's like, on a label on a beer, I don't know. I think this one might fly better. I think it's more low key and looks like a rabbit that actually drank beer. So, Yeah, do a rabbit skin. I mean, I think what I'm going to do for a lot of you fans, like if you want to send me I don't think even Earl would mind either. Any artwork related to fangs, like she's always looking for ideas, and if you do an art piece that inspires her to do some more art pieces, she's all good with that. So, but I like this one. This one's cool. So you generated it. Ooh, yeah, but I like this Rimmer. This one's really good. I saw both of them and I think, yeah, this one's my favorite of the two. I kind of like this one. It's definitely me and Earl had this debate about whether fangs should be like plump and fluffy or really thin and stuff like Bugs Bunny. And I always go for the plump adaptation, and she goes for the skinnier one. So I make a reminder how important it is to offer the believer replace an ideology with a framework necessary for making the daily decisions. Not believing in God leaves many with no. Yes, this is another deconversion issue. Back to you're hitting them. It's one of the big ones. Like I spent like a year, like I was in the pulpit still, but I'm like I struggled with, okay, if I don't have a God, I don't have the Christian God. How do I make my decisions? Holy crap. Okay, that's a difficult one. So, yeah, monk should be like firecock. Yes, I mean if you're going to do, if Fangs has a monastic order, this is it. Rimmer, right there. There you go. I don't know if he would. I see the problem with a fertility god / god of safe, good, consensual sex, god of rabbits that get into your garden and nibble on the vegetables, the god of magicians, like Penn and Teller, is, I'm not sure what kind of monastic order you would create. Are they going to run a brewery and a brothel side by side? Probably. So, yeah, dear digital. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a thing. I like it. I really do like this one. But yes, this is one of my new favorites. But I don't see the thing about Earl is she would love this. I think, I don't know. I'd have to run it by her, but she's a monastic fertility clinic. Yeah, birth control, you know, that sort of thing. Oh yes, but yeah, it's like I don't know what kind of monastic order they would run, but they would definitely brew beer. So there you go. I don't do Gen for fun anymore because environmental impacts, but writing the prompts can be fun. Really, soda versus beer should be an individual decision and over. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think the real deconversion issue there, though, Baxter, is this. You suddenly realize how many decisions you make that don't involve God anyway. And then all of you, yeah, brewery brothel the common where the ladies do magic tricks. I think that might already exist. Like pulling rabbits out of places. I I'm just but yes, but a lot of the decisions we make as human beings are just we make them, and it's usually people run to the religion when they want to make a major life decision, like what job I'm going to have, or that kind of who am I going to marry, all that jazz. And so you suddenly realize, like making major life decisions, what your morality is. Yeah, that's stuff you have to do, but a lot of the simple stuff you just do. Oh my gosh, pulling rabbits out of places. Oh, oh my goodness. Malted beer is brewed, but no alcohol and tastes like a soda. That's probably true. Blackfriars did a run in London brothels, and yeah, that's probably true too. Like I don't know that hasn't been done by the Christian Church, the brothel brewery combo, but yeah, yeah. But Rimmer, well done. Like this, I like this one. The other one is cool too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. It's like trying to choose between who your favorite children are at times, but I don't know. He's kind of a happy fangs here, but the other one, this one, like this gives me the friar monk vibes, and I really like this one. But yeah, I'm probably going to say it if you want to, if you want to send fan artwork in, just hit the email for the channel and just send it, and I'll get it. I got to check my email more often anyway. So I've had this long dialogue with Paul from Paulogia, and he still wishes me well, and so there's that. So, but yes, good stuff here. Thanks. Brothers of the Lord, yes. I remember watching back in the day. Oh gosh, this must have been the early '90s. One of the news shows did a story about this woman who had left holy orders, like she was no longer a nun, and she decided to become a stripper for Jesus. And so she went and started working strip clubs and started giving like half of her money to the church. And like, okay. Yeah, now I kind of look at it. Back then it was like, oh, that's just despicable. But now it's like, yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, the nuns were putting, Vatican, they were putting them out of a job. Flirty fishing phototypes. There we go. Brothers, there's true. There's also what were the friars doing? Yeah, that's probably a good question. There are times in church history like the behavior of Christians is worse than the behavior around them. So commoditized, yes. It's a commodity. All right, folks, I do have to leave because I have to get ready mentally for this thing known as Black Friday, which I'm about to participate in. Thankfully, the store will be closed until the last hour. So I don't have to put up with as much as the people on day shift, but I am going to call it a night. This has been a great time. Thank you all. The whole purpose has been to thank everybody who came by today, everybody who did chat today. Thank you, all my members, all the subscribers. You guys are just awesome. I appreciate all of you. I want to give a shout out to I Killed Earl and the mighty Philbert again. You guys' contributions to the channel just very, very appreciated by me. But I do have to run because I do have to get ready for work, and that's going to involve taking some snow off my car too. So I'm going to have to leave a little early to do that. So thank you for coming by. Appreciate all of you. May Fangs nibble on all of your hearts and draw you closer to him. Make sure you leave a circumcised carrot out for him. Make sure you do the duty of the circumcised carrot. That way he won't take your stash. If you have a stash, make sure you leave that on top of it. If you don't have a stash, just leave it somewhere. Fangs will nibble on it later. Make sure you nibble the like button or something and all that. Nom nom and all of that. Appreciate all of you. And as always, guys, go be thankful and live your best life. You only get one go around, and then it's over. So learn to be thankful and enjoy life. Do all those things for yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You'll be happier if you do. And happy Thanksgiving from here, from the head of the Fluffle, the Grandmaster of the Fluffle, myself, and Earl, and all the rest of them that have contributed to this channel. Thank you, one and all. Appreciate all of you, and I'll see you all next time. I will be doing a Saturday stream. I'm just not sure what I'm reacting to. I have 3 options, and I have to pick one. So I'll hopefully do that tomorrow. So I'll let you know. But see you all then. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you all next time. It's time to take a stand, bringing the truth.
fucked up.